Hello everybody, Reggie Time here, and in just a minute we're going to look at several hands I played this morning on Bet365 Poker. And before we get into them, because all the YouTubers on poker are doing this these days, this video does not promote gambling. This video is not even intended to be educational. It's purely for entertainment, mostly mine and for people who want to watch and then laugh and be entertained by how bad this middle-aged man is at poker. So there you go. Disclaimers done. Please do hit the like button if you bother watching more than a minute or so of this. Please do comment if you agree or disagree with anything I say. And take a quick look at the beneath the video where there is a Telegram link, or not a link, but a Telegram contact for if you want to play in some very juicy private games. Without further ado, let's get into the hands. Here we have the King 8 suited. And before we start, I should say that in the games I play, in the private games, they've introduced tables with minimum 30 VPIP. The intention behind that is to basically prevent nits like me just getting in there and staining the tables up. You know, who wants to log into private games and then see 4 or 5 nits just knitting it up, taking it in turns to best hand the very recreational players? Nobody does. It was actually my suggestion, even though it doesn't really favour me, because I just want the games to be good. I want them to be entertaining. I want people to enjoy playing them and not feel like they're just being exploited by a bunch of boring people like me. So with that in mind, with the 30 VPIP, I'm never going to achieve a 30 VPIP with PFR. Never, 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 never. Not my thing. Not how it's going to work for me. But I need to achieve the 30 VPIP. So what I've started experimenting with and actually having a lot of fun with is developing an open limping range. And because I'm developing an open limping range, therefore using larger open raises, because my open raises are just going to be a lot more polar. They're either going to be very good hands or hands that come a lot of like offsuity stuff that wants to open because it's got some high card potential, but it's going to fare pretty badly versus 3-bets. So that's kind of my work in progress strategy. So you are going to see plenty of limping today, specifically when there's like players that are significantly worse than me in pots. So this hand would be a prime example. We've open limped the button because all I want to do here is see a flop with Shark Jolly. That's literally my only mission right now. See a flop with Shark Jolly and proceed from there. Now, of course, we could open this hand very easily. We could just use the standard 2.5x open. Hope the small blind gets out of the way and then play a pot with this guy. But if I'm having a limp and larger raise strategy, then I don't mind limping this. And feel free to completely flame my strategy because theoretically, I'm fully aware that it is rubbish. And you know what? I don't care. I'm 51. I'm very much a hobbyist. I play a lot of hours. I really enjoy playing the game. I do not enjoy studying and working on like GTO-based strategies. I just want to have fun. I just want to enjoy the game. And if I want to limp King 8 suited on the button, I'm just going to. And if you want to comment and criticize me, that's absolutely brilliant. I won't pay any attention, but it will help push the video to more people. So please do flame away. Small blind calls and Shark Jolly checks. We're flopping a flush draw. Flush draw, gut shot. I think we can bet here, which we do. We get a call from the small blind. Turn Jack. He checks again, probably just keep betting, start trying to apply pressure to like weak pairs, and maybe even get value from some draws, who knows. We get check raise now. We're not going to fold our hand. Gut shot on the nut flush, second nut flush draw in position. No sense three betting. This guy's gone pretty polar now. He's basically saying he's got a strong value hand. Exactly what I don't know because he didn't check raise the flop. Maybe he's just raising a jack. Who knows? But we have an easy call. And then we revert an 8. And our opponent checks. And now it's a matter of, do we think we have enough showdown value with our 8? Do we need to start turning our 8 into a bluff to maybe get hands like as strong as sets to fold? I think we can make a jack always fold here. If he's like check, raising a jack on the turn, I think we can always make a jack fold. Maybe make some sets fold. Probably make some 2 pairs fold. If he's got a hand like jack 6, jack 5, jack 4, which he could definitely have because we only limp the button. So like I think we have a, I don't know if he's checked or not yet. Yes, he has. So now we just have a like, we're definitely going to bluff. Just what size are we going to use and what is the purpose of the bluff? And I think we can go a few ways here. We can go with like a middling. I don't really want to use a small size. I think we just get picked off too often by his turn value range. So I'm ruling small size out. It's a matter of, do we go, am I just trying to make a jack fold? Or am I trying to make 2 pair fold or sets fold? And I went to try and get for the range fold here. If I remember correctly, I could be wrong. But I think I just went for the range fold here and chose an overbet size. And we did get the fold. And I felt fucking great about it. Ace 2 suited. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why I'm at this table. Maybe this table was just dying. B, I should probably, when there's just 2 of these players at the table, revert to playing a more normal strategy of just raising this hand. I haven't done it. I've chose to limp. Fuzzy McBedio has raised out the small blind. The big blind, sorry, we defend. We flop an ace. He leads out for a half pot. We have the easy call. Turn jack, he checks. We should probably just bet here. Get value from draws, get value from kings, queens, etc. Yeah. I think when someone goes like ISO raise, bet half pot, check turn, I don't think they're going to bluff the river very often. So there's no real reason to check back and use our hand as a bluff catcher. I think we can get value here from enough things to warrant betting. I only bet small because I'm wanting to keep all his hands like pocket kings, pocket queens in. His draws would obviously call bigger, but I'm happy enough with my size here. He calls. Turn flush. River brings a flush card. He checks. And I think we've maybe got all the value we can from our hand here. Maybe we can just go really small here to get cry calls from his under pairs like queens, kings, etc. Maybe we can like just go something ridiculous like quarter pot, 1/3 pot maybe. I did check back though, and yeah, king jack off, and maybe the small bet gets paid there, but never mind. I'm not pretending to be good making this video. I'm not trying to be good. I'm not trying to tell people, look at me, I'm great, give me money for coaching, etc. I'm just showing some hands I've played and chatting about them. We have a min race here from someone who I think's a pretty shit reg, to be honest with you. We have Shark Jolly again in the big blind. We have this potentially fishy playing the small blind. This hand could easily 3-bet, but with 2 bad players behind, I'm not going to do it. We go very multi-way. Checks to us. We should just bet, which we do. Shark Jolly calls. Shit reg calls. Turn 9. Probably just bet again on the smaller side again. We could even think about going a bit bigger to get value from the draws and the queen X. I think it's definitely a bet. Not overly worried about the 9. I mean, I don't remember the hand. I might not bet, but I think I can see. I don't mind using two different sizes here, smaller or bigger. If we go bigger, it's probably with the intention of checking back the river if called. If we go smaller, probably going to try and go for 3 streets of value. We go smaller, we get check raised, and this is never a bluff in a million years. I'd say, like, I checked his turn check raise frequency here, and it was 3 out of 35. Once in a blue moon, this is a bluff. Maybe it is this time. Who cares? But it's going to be massively, massively underbluffed. So we just fold our hand and get on with our day. Moving on. Min raise again by that shit reg. Fish play calls. We call the big blind. Flop a king. Check inflow to the raiser, who checks back. Turn 6. Fish again now leads out 2/3 pot. Easy call. Flush card comes on the river. He checks. You have an easy value bet. Get raised again. Again, river check raises. Almost never a bluff. Easy fold. Next hand. We call a min raise from a 77/5. When you see these 77/5s, their raising range is obviously going to be super nutted. Occasionally, there's something random that they've just misclicked with or got bored with. But generally speaking, you have to respect the fact they've raised. We check. They bet one blind with all our back doors. We have an easy call. Turn 10. We check again. They check back. River 7. Don't even know why this hand's made it in. This hand might have been a misclick. Can we value bet R7? I doubt it. We don't. He checks back. Don't know why this hand's in there. And I remember why. It's because he basically played queens like that. And it tickled me. It amused me. And we move along. 4-5 suited. Having a little limpy. Yeah. Shouldn't really be at this table. Looks like it's shit regs galore and a weak type fish. But anyway, we've limped. We've been ISO'd to a relatively small size. Small ISOs typically don't represent hugely strong hands. But that said, who knows? We call. Flop an open ender and a backdoor flush draw. Our man bets just over half pot. Had he bet a smaller size, I would have check raised. Because he bet a bit larger, I just called. Turn pairs the board. We check. He bets again, but this time he does downsize. Uses 1/3 pot. Doesn't really make a lot of sense to downsize here. His overpairs probably just want to keep blasting. I took this as a sign of some kind of weakness, but also, like, we just got a reasonable check raise candidate versus his line so far. So we take the check raise and he calls. We river a straight. The only hand I'm really worried about here is exactly pocket 7s that bet small on the turn because it feels invincible. We're obviously just going to be all in though because we've got a straight, and we just got to hope this guy's in there with like pocket 9s or better and decides to call. He did call. He had 2 aces, and I had a wank. Opening this time the offsuit king queen to 4x, as we talked about earlier. Happy to have the offsuit stuff that I'm just going to fold to a 3-bet quite often in this size. Walk with me does 3-bet, but it's super tiny, so we can't fold to the 3-bet. So we call. Flop a gut shot. He bets small. We call. Turn 4. He bets small again. I think fish typically here would just size up with really strong hands because they would be afraid of the flush draw and the straight draws, etc. And he's also very aggressive. So with the 2 overs and a gut shot, we're certainly not folding our hand. We river a queen, and now he bets again for 1/3 pot. I think we just have an easy call. Nothing else to say. And he had a set of 9s. And I'm surprised with his sizing. I'm surprised with the min 3-bet pre. I'm surprised he went with relatively small sizes every street. I was, fish, I would usually expect a fish to go much, much bigger on the turn because they would just be scared of the draws. But this guy didn't use a small size and he got value from me. Easy defend here with the 8-7, flop a gut shot versus something like 2/3 pot, 3/4 pot, wherever it is. I don't want to raise versus this size, but obviously not folding. 4 on the turn, checking again. Hasn't really done much for us. He bets on the large side again. And this is a player who's a lot of fun to play with. He seems to play a lot in the mornings. Frankly, he's just shit. He's too aggro. He's too loose. I think we could just fold our hand here, though, really. And if we're not going to fold it, I'm presuming, I don't remember this hand, but I'm presuming I'm going to check raise because of how aggressive he is. Just get him to fold random bluffs that can't call. If he's got hands like king, queen off, 10, jack off, etc., just get him to fold all those hands. I think probably just fold the turn, though. I did decide to raise. He calls. And this isn't a guy. Once we've strengthened his range on the turn, I think his range on the turn is quite weak, given how he plays. But once we strengthen his range by him calling on the turn, do I really want to try and use 8 high to bluff it on the move? We probably should, in theory. We could probably just bluff small here, like 1/3 pot, just to make him fold his flush draws that have got as high carded. In fact, I think in hindsight, I probably prefer that. Just bet like 25 big blinds, just make him fold like ace, deuce of spades. And what have you, you can have like quite a few flush draws that have as high carded here. Have the bet call the turn. In hindsight, I don't like how I played this one. I think it's just small bet bluff river. Because we're not trying to make you fold a pair, but he's got a plethora of hands that have got nothing that are better than 8 high. This is a mistake from me. I check. He went all in and I just folded. But I think I should just small bet bluff the river. Pocket 10s, we are limping. Rigger, please, is raising. Fish calls. I think here I can go 100 big blinds deep. I wouldn't think twice. I'd just back raise this and get it in against Rigger without even thinking about it. But 200 bigs deep, I think that's probably going to be an overplay to like limp raise, get it in. A call. Not the flop we really wanted. Rigger bets small versus him. We have a trivial call. Turn ace, love to see it. He bets small again. We have a trivial call. River 8, we check. He checks back. And the silly cunt thought an 8 was showdown value. Well played, Rigger. Pocket aces. Opening 4x, Rigger calls. 6, 10, 8 flop. I check back here because this guy's really aggro. I don't really want to get check raised this depth on 10, 6, 8. Two-tone. I want to give him some rope as well. Turn 10, he bets full pot. We call. River 5, he bets full pot. We call. And he had deuce 4. Well played, Rigger. Ace 10 off, we open 4x. Check through. Turn ace, we value bet. Get called. River 4, we value bet. We get called. And we lose to someone who isn't 3-betting ace queen offsuit pre. King 10, we open, we get min 3-bet. We have no choice but call, even though we don't want to. Flop a king. Bets half pot and gets called. Can't fold yet. Turn 7, check. Fish on the button, reopens betting. This is going to be way, 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 way under bluff multi-way. Just fold our hand. Ace Jack suited, open to 4x. Flop an ace. Value bet, get called. Value bet, get called. Block, get called. Lose to ace 8 offsuit. Aces. 5x this time because we've got 2 whales behind. Look at me go. This guy's really aggro post flop. These numbers you can see 64, 71. Like absurdly aggressive. Playing ridiculously wide ranges. Easiest check raise of my life. Easiest turn shove of my life. And he had king 8 suited. What are you going to do? When you run it into a whale who just has better hands than you and you've got a value hand, you're just going to lose a big pot and there's nothing you can do about it. Jack 8 suited, shit reg opens, I defend. He c-bets small, we call. Checks a turn, we start bluffing. He raises. Again, we just want to try and make our hand here. This is going to be like massively underbluffed. We call. River 5, complete brick. Sorry, not a complete, well, kind of a complete brick. But when he checks, I'm really happy. He could have just been like check raising a higher flush draw on the turn. He could have been check raising a 10 randomly. And now it looks like he's either giving up or he's bluff catching. With that in mind, I do not want to use a small size here. I also probably don't want to overbet with clubs. Oh, don't know. I remember the hand and I remember betting, but I can't remember what size I chose. I don't really think I want to overbet because I'm then saying I've got a straight, which I don't have many straights. Now, if I was trying to get value from a 10 here, what size would I go? Probably. What size would I go if I was trying to get value from a 10? Probably not that big. So if I want a 10 to fold, maybe pot. Don't know. I mean, the problem is, I think the guy's trying to bluff catch or he's giving up. And do we just size to like fold out his give ups that are beating us and not try and make him fold the 10? I don't fucking know. I went with that. He folded anyway. Happy days. C-bet flop into 2 whales. Call in 2 spots. Check turn. Don't love the queen. Check through. River second nut flush. Value bet. Get called. By pocket kings. It didn't 3-bet. Well played, Daniel. King, queen, or open. Called. Check. Bet. Could bet a little bit bigger here versus the whale, to be honest with you. Turn 10. Should does the 10 uncap him enough? I think maybe it does. He can have king 10, 9, 10, jack, queen, etc. Don't think I want to use a big size here. I didn't. River break. And now I think we should probably go pretty big. Don't think we can overbet, but I think we should definitely use like a 75% type sizing. Get called. And lose to another set that didn't raise versus small bet on the flop. Didn't raise versus small bet on the turn. The reason we bet small is to force them to raise with these types of hands. And when they don't raise, we can then use like pretty big bets on rivers for value and bluffs, etc. So, yeah, surprised about this because I just didn't expect to see it, but nice hand, I guess. Hello, ladies. Open, called by a whale, called by a shit reg. Never see betting this flop in a million years. Multi-way. This guy's pretty damn aggro post-flop. He bets really small, so his frequencies are high. Didn't really have any sizing tells on him. Haven't got many hands. But I'm going to assume this is probably not complete air. So we go for a check raise for value, because I think if he had queen's beat right now, he would use a bigger size. He calls. Turn 10. Check again, because I think a 10 is going to form a reasonable part of his range. He's going to have draws and shit as well, I suppose. But I think like the check raise, we start folding out the 7x, we start folding out some 8x, 10x never folds, and draws never fold. We check, he just goes 3x pot all in. We might be getting bluffed here. We need to win 42% of the time to break even. You know, don't think we'd love having the queen of diamonds, even though I don't want to talk about blockers because I don't understand them properly. But it feels like I just don't need to call this hand, and I didn't. Last hand, king, queen off. Someone's posted. We've isolated. Been called. Flop top pair. Bet small hope. Yep. Call. Turn 2 pairs. He now leads out. Jack 9 and ace jack definitely will be a thing here. Don't think we want to reopen the betting. Call. River break. He checks. I think now we just have a crystal clear, easy value bet. What do I think he's got that takes this line? I don't think straights do it very often. Don't think sets do it very often. So we want to try and target like just a shitty king X, like king 9 of hearts or something. Then maybe he's got a hand like king 5. Who knows? So again, the questions I should be asking myself here is like, how much would I bet if I wanted to make a king fold? Maybe that would be all in. Maybe I would make a king fold here and I would have to go all in. So therefore, maybe we can go all in for value, but I don't really want to go for all in for value because even though I'm going to contradict myself now, I think then only better hands call. A lot of the time, only better hands call. But I actually think all in's a size here. It means he's going to fold his misdraws anyway. I don't think he's got a straight. I don't think he's got a set. Yeah, I think all in's a size. I butchered this because I went with like 3/4. He called. And he had king 5, and he might well have called all in there. So I think I butchered that one. And that's the end of the hands. Hope you enjoyed watching it. Please do, if you're interested in joining some private games that are really soft, please do add at the Poker Lounge on Telegram beneath the video and find a message out. Telegram's pretty much manned from like 7 a.m. through till 2 a.m. So unless you're messaging at a really, really unsociable hour, you're going to get a quick response. Thanks for watching. Take care and bye-bye for now.